5,
1,
6,
2,
7, 8,
3,
9,
4,
10.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fix my titties.
You can't really see them because it's a lighter coloured top.
You're meant to say you don't have titties.
There you go. And that is our whole. There you go.
There you go. Okay, welcome back to another episode of How Are You, Lovie? This week, we are still full of a big, warm, fuzzy glow after the Dublin Marathon. We both loved Dublin Marathon Day, even though we weren't doing it. But we might try and fix that for next year.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm not so fuzzy about, Carl?
What?
Your toilet etiquette. I'll be chatting to you about that this week.
God's sake, okay.
Yeah.
And as well, on top of that, Ash, you were a bit of a tourist in your own city this week.
I was in Dublin's fair city.
All right, let's get into it.
How are you, Lovie?
I'm good.
And your L titty.
I can't wait to play this back in 6 months when I get ripped.
Oh,
and be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
This was the moment. No, I absolutely won't. I'm good. We've had a lovely, lovely week.
We've had a fab, exhausting, busy week, but a fab week.
It was, so we're recording this at the end of Dublin Marathon Day.
Yes.
And I don't know, there's something about that day that the two of us, we adore it.
Yeah.
And I mentioned this last week about how emotive I find the whole voting process, whether it be a presidential election,
Did you cry this
referendum. Didn't cry, but you know what? It was actually it was beautiful. So I brought Davey with me, and when we were driving over, he was like, Dad, what are we doing? Where are we going? And I said to him, we're going to vote for a new president. And he was like, of course, he's at that age now where everything is like, what does that mean or why? He's curious. So he said, well, what does that mean? So I was trying to think to myself, I was like, how do you explain to a 4-year-old what it means for an election and a new president? So I just thought on the spot, and I was like, okay, so you know the way Elsa is the Queen of Arundel, we're picking our Queen Elsa. And as soon as I said that, he was locked in.
He was locked in.
He was like, let's go.
Very good at that, at thinking on your feet. In regards to the kids, you are anyway. Everything else, you're fucking shit.
It's funny, you see, with the kids, I find it easy enough to make stuff up.
Yeah.
So if it's a case of why can't we go there? We had an example before where Davey loves our local pub, the Laurels, right? When I say the local pub, loves gone there for food. We sometimes with the family, if my Auntie Dee is home, we might go to the Laurels for food.
We don't have to cook, we go there.
Exactly. It's close by and the food is lovely. So anyway, he loves the Laurels now to the point where he'll go into school and
make up that we're going that evening, and that might not be the case.
We're collecting them from school, and they're like, we hear you're going to the Laurels. Just to absolutely clarify, we're not going to the Laurels, and we go there about once every 3 months. So there was a few times there recently when he was like, can we go to the Laurels? So one of the times I was like, oh, we can't go. There's something wrong. Something broke in the ceiling. And he was like, what? What happened to the ceiling? I kind of thought that would be it. He'd just be like, okay, right, there's something broke in the ceiling. She was like, what broke in the ceiling? And I said, and I was thinking on the spot.
Giraffe, wasn't it?
And I was like, there was a giraffe down there and he was watching the football and his favourite team scored and he jumped up and his head went through the ceiling. And he was like, no.
So even now, he would be like, oh my goodness, look, they fixed the hole.
They fixed the hole in the ceiling.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of decent enough when it comes to making stuff up.
You're very good at that, and that's the neurodiversity part of you.
Really?
Well, it's the creative side of you. And often if I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck do I say to this? I'm like, what? Daddy, what do you think?
What do you think, Dad?
Give me a story quick, Dad.
Well, anyway, with the presidential election, I told him that we were voting for our equivalent of a Queen Elsa of Arundel, and he was absolutely locked in. And we went in and... now, I know, this was all reported on. The turnout was relatively low. But when I went in, it was ghost town. We were the only people there. And I was like, what is going on here? And I kind of said it to them. I was like, is it really quiet? And they were like, oh, my God, it is so quiet.
Wow.
Now, this was at about 12 o'clock in the day. But they were like, there's so few people here. And they were saying about how you could kind of physically see people spoiling boats and all that stuff. But anyway... it was actually really nice because it was only Davey and me there. So I went and I was able to explain to him okay, this is what I'm doing here and this is what I'm doing here. And then I folded it up and I was like, okay, so this is really important, this piece of paper. So you have to go over and put it in that very special box. And he went over and he did his little proud walk and he put it into the box. It was one of those moments where I was like, oh, that's a nice little bit of history. And then on Saturday, when the result was confirmed.
Yes.
And I had the radio on in the background in the house and they were kind of announcing it. So I kind of recorded it because he was in the room with me. And I was like, Davey, we picked our new Queen Elsa. And he went over and I recorded because I'm like, that's a nice like moment to be able to show him down the line. Maybe he won't give a shit. But
Yeah, absolutely. That's a real Mullan attribute there where they're like, I'm going to record this moment, this butterfly on this wall on this day because Davy or Carl will be so interested in this in 20 years' time.
We're a real family that if we see a butterfly, it's like, there's Nana.
There's a
Or
sign.
there's
a sign.
it's someone or other.
Or not even a feather. Look at that feather. It reminds me of years ago I went to see Michael McIntyre.
Right.
And he was doing the whole thing of like, if you see an eyelash.
Yes.
So your family and how they react to like a feather is like,
We
an
are.
eyelash. Just don't touch. Just let me just gently take it off your face. To make a wish. Eyelash. What are you going to wish for? Make a wish. That's what your family are like with
That
feathers.
is what our family
Yes.
is like.
Whereas
your
my family,
family
one side of it buy or celebrate the buying of a CD, and the other family are just plain and simple.
Exactly, plain and simple. So that was it. That was obviously the whole kind of voting part of my week. And then very exciting during the week where I got a phone call from work and they were like, would you be available to come back into work on Friday night? I
Oh
was like,
yeah.
back into work on Friday night? That's a bit of a stinging. And they were like, Westlife are going to be on the Late Late Show. And so I used to work with Nicky Byrne in 2FM.
Oh, did you? Do you work in
So
2FM?
they were like,
oh yeah, go on.
But I would know with Nicky now from my time working with him in 2FM. So like, we want you to go in, interview Westlife ahead of their Late Late Show performance, and it's going to go out on air on 2FM. So by the time this goes out, it'll have already gone out on 2FM. But it was so nice, like seeing him and like catching up with him, because the funny thing is with Nicky Byrne, right? I know this sounds like I'm name dropping. I actually am, because he's a cool guy to know, right? But he used to have people who turn up outside the radio centre, people who flew over from Germany,
Yes,
from
I do remember you saying
all
that.
over the place, just to get a photograph with him as he walked to his car. And you're like, now that's famous. And anyway, you've got someone who's that level of fame. And he walked into the door the other day and he was like, what's the crack? How's it going? He was like, Jesus. He was like, how's Ash? How's the kids?
Ah.
Still a proper Baldoiler. He's just good
Good
lad.
egg.
Good egg. So it was really nice to see him. That was very exciting. And then we had Marathon Day.
Yes.
Of course, today, which was, the two of us are mad into Marathon Day. There's something about it which is just, I used this word last week. There's something cathartic about Marathon Day. As in, as a supporter, going
Yes.
out and seeing all the support and the cheering and people running for different charities and people pushing themselves. It's a lovely, lovely thing to see and to be part of. It's the best day of the year in Dublin City.
I love it.
Hands down.
Yeah.
And not to get super deep about it, but just everything that's going on at the moment in the news and the representation of Dublin City in terms of stuff that's going on.
Yes.
And you just might sometimes be wondering to yourself, oh God, what's happening to the place? And then you go outside for Dublin Marathon Day and you go, nah, man, this is Dublin.
The sense of community, and I think that's what I love about it, and that's probably why I get emotional, because Marathon Day really meant nothing to me. And I suppose I have friends in Boston, and I had friends in Boston that were running the marathon that day in Boston. So I would have played GA with some of the girls over there.
I didn't
And
know
one of the
that.
girls was running. So Anne-Marie was running. Now, she was nowhere near that part of it.
This is your reference back when the bomb
When the
went
bomb,
off
yes,
towards the
2
finish
bombs,
line. Yeah.
yes. And I just remember, like, straight away I was onto the girls. Everyone was fine. All of my crowd were fine. But I just remember the sense of community that came out of that, and how, like they say, Boston strong. So the phrase Boston strong came out of that.
Yeah.
And they all held strong together. And I just remember the feeling of like, wow, just with that whole scenario and everything that's come out of it. And I think since I moved back to Ireland, I've really honed in on Marathon Day to kind of show the sense of community.
Yeah.
And I love that feeling that I get. And that's probably why I get overwhelmed. I'm like, come on, when you're cheering. It's when I start cheering for people and you see how much people that you don't even know love you cheering for them.
Yeah.
There was a man that ran over, and that's what started me crying. He ran over to hug his daughter, and I didn't even know. I'm even getting like, oh God. He ran over to hug his daughter, and he was so proud that she was there. She was so proud of him.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my God, Tommy, on a bro too, love you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what gets me. It's just a sense of community, like as you said, that you don't get all the time when you're around it. And I think I just draw from that each time.
And it's a real opportunity for us in an age where there's so much less like human connection because it's all done through your phone. It's an opportunity to like even briefly to connect in a human way with people who you do not know and you will never see again.
Yes.
You know, people who are going by and you're like, go on, Brenda, whoever it might be. And they lock eyes with you. And for a second, they're like, thank you.
Yes.
Like, thank you for cheering me on. And you're just acknowledging them. And it's just this one little moment. And you see it gives them a boost and they keep going.
Yeah.
Or, like you say, someone going up and hugging someone beside you and you just seeing like the humanity of that moment.
Yeah.
It is, honestly, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And
and then there was a day, like earlier on, there was a fella called Bernard and he was like, you could see him. He was on the side walking by us and he was like, "Ugh." And I was like, come on, Bernard. He's like, I can't. I'm like, yes, you can, Bernard.
Yeah.
And then he started running again. I'm like, it's giving people that kudos and that push to, come on, you can do it. Even if it gets you just to the top of the road and then someone else will call your name. Yeah. And that's what I love about it. It's giving people that extra bit of, I can do this.
Yeah.
Lovely. It's fab. It's brilliant. I love Marathon Day.
We need to try. Because
you
twice were booked in to do the marathon and then twice ended up pregnant.
I am not a runner, but we're doing it. I'm doing the marathon next year.
Well, there's a lottery now, so just not to put the brakes on it. So we have to put you into the lottery.
We will update you further.
Which actually does happen quite soon.
It does. It's normally in November.
So we'll keep you up to speed.
Yes.
So we're both going to have to go into the lottery.
And actually, yeah, because if you run it next year, you'll be running your 10th.
It'll be my 10th Dublin Marathon, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to try and get both of us in. One of us might get a place, one of us might not. So we'll see. Fair play to everyone. Fair play to all the volunteers. It's a wonderful day out. I know it's at this point almost a week ago, but it's a beautiful day in the city.
It was a fabulous day.
So it was a lovely end to a lovely week.
There you go.
Let's look forward to hopefully getting into the marathon for next year.
Yes.
All right, then, Ash, how are you? How are you, Lovie?
You had a whopper week. I had a whopper week.
You had a lovely week. Now.
I did have a lovely week.
And I'm not saying that sarcastically. You
no,
did have
I
a lovely
did
week,
have
and
a
I'm delighted you have a lovely week.
I'm exhausted, but I had an absolutely lovely week. One of my pals from London came over to stay with us for a couple of days, and it was just so, you've used the word cathartic. It was cathartic for me as well. I think because you came home, I had the kids till the afternoon, and then I automatically just went out.
God.
And that was lovely. Yeah, it was just, again, giving me time with her. But it was just so lovely to catch up. I think because of COVID, we're always in touch. And with COVID, she has kids, I have kids. And it was just hard to always kind of just see each other. We did loads. We actually went to St. Patrick's Cathedral. We went to, and I've never been as a tourist. That was beautiful. Just to hear the history of that. Now, I'd be a real history nerd as well.
I actually know so little about St. Patrick's Cathedral.
But Carl, I was the same. I've never been. It's just fantastic. So, even the fact, so we haven't watched Netflix, the Guinness, that Guinness one, and I think it starts with Benjamin Guinness, and Benjamin Guinness is effectively what saved St. Patrick's Cathedral.
Really?
Yeah. So he donated. So the Guinness family donated so much money back to the parks. They gave St. Stephen's Park, St. Stephen's Green, back to the public. They opened it up for public use. St. Patrick's Cathedral was kind of becoming not derelict, but really needed support. They pummeled a load of money into it. They knocked down different walls, and effectively the cathedral that's standing there today is because of Benjamin Guinness.
Wow.
Because he knocked down different walls. They put in the new organ, they put in the floor. So they've got the sigils of the family on the floor.
What's a sigil?
Like kind of like what their sign is. So like the harp and then the wild boar represents the Guinness family. So you've got boars like tiled into the floor.
Oh.
And then the harp. And then they have a section of where the Guinness family actually sit.
No way.
Yeah. And then the president of Ireland, which will now be Catherine Connolly, she'll sit in there as well. She'll sit on the other side. But it's just fantastic. It's beautiful. It's stunning. And the only reason why we went is my friend was looking and she's like, I think this is the place. Like, what do you want to do while you're over here? Because she's never been before. I was like, what do you want to do while you're over? And she was like, I thought I saw this and I thought I saw that. And we were going back through the pictures and we think what she saw was St. Patrick's Cathedral. So we went to it and I'm so glad we did. It was lovely. And then we went out to St. Patrick's Park beside it. We had a nice like tea and coffee. And then we walked and then there's a literary parade. So they have like Yeats and all the poets, things like that from Ireland.
I'm actually for Brendan Behan.
He wasn't on it, but Yeats was on it.
Derek Mahan.
No, he
I'm trying to
wasn't
think
on
of
it.
everyone who I did in my leaving cert. W.B. Yeats. Oh my God, this is embarrassing.
Wilde, Oscar
Wilde. I was thinking of who was the
James
statue.
Joyce,
James
Ulysses.
Joyce.
James Joyce was there.
Okay, it's not just poets. It's like
Not just poets, but like
writers as well.
Yes. So that was just lovely then to walk beside that and for me to realise, I'm like, oh wow, these things are here.
Yes.
You know? And then I was laughing at one stage when you walk into St. Patrick's Park, it has a stone. And it says, like, I was like, that is so Irish. There's a stone as you walk into St. Patrick's Park. And then effectively it said, this is near to where we think the well, where St. Patrick's was. And I was like, of course. So I was like, that you can't get more Irish than that. But we were laughing because on the night that she came in, we were having dinner in the house. So I made a roasty dinner for her arrival. And sure, then the feckin' priest, Father Doody, rocks up.
This is the priest who married us.
He's a family friend. So he calls in probably about once a month.
It's lovely to see him. But it was like...
And he's very good. Like, as in he's very good with us. Has the crack with us. He's very good with the kids. The kids love seeing him. So he just came in literally. He always comes in for about 20 minutes. So we were having our roasty dinner in Rock's Father Doody, and I was like, you can't get more Irish than that, Kelly. Sorry, the priest having dinner with us.
He left, and we all sat down and watched the presidential debate on prime time.
Yeah, so God love her, like she just was completely subjected to it. And then, sure, all the neighbours at some point called in, and I was like, it's just an open door policy in this house. Different neighbours called it. It was lovely, and she's like, do you know what? I'm actually loving this session because I can see, like, it's your home.
I love that. I love that. There's other people who we know, and they'd very much have that kind of open door policy, and that, like, their house is somewhere where you don't need to contact. You don't need to make contact before you call in. You don't need to go, oh, are you in? Does it suit? It's just you call in.
Yes, yeah.
It's an open door. You're always welcome. And
it just works well for us.
I'd love for our house to be that way, or for people to feel
it was.
That's good. I actually feel really good that that's how it is.
There was one point where I think you were out with the kids bringing them to the car wash, and Kelly and I came back to the house. And I said, oh, Kelly, this is great. Now the kids are gone, the house is silent, and no one is due to call in. And no sooner had I said that, the door, she's like, there's someone at your door, Ashley, but it was Mum. So I was like, so anyway, so that was that. So yeah, and then I looked back on, so I made an effort for tonight.
You made an effort?
I made an effort for tonight for recording.
What do you mean you made an effort?
I made an effort. My hair is brushed. When I looked back on last week's video, I looked like death. The period was due. There was bags under my eyes. My hair wasn't washed.
I genuinely did not notice anything.
The absolute hack. So I made a bit of effort. I put on some perfume and I brushed my hair tonight.
Well, perfume is really a good show for a podcast.
But the perfume makes me feel like it's like putting shit on sugar, really, isn't it?
I'm not like blowing smoke up your arse here. And maybe this is just
Carl,
me being your husband.
No. Last week was deplorable. I looked like death's door.
This is worth drilling into. Because I do think women, you put yourselves under so much pressure.
Oh, no, I don't put myself under pressure half the time. Sure, I'm in my slippers tonight. I'm wearing my tracksuit. I put a denim jacket on. No,
but you're so hard on yourself. You looked lovely last week.
Carl.
What?
Were we looking at the same person?
Yes.
Carl. I've said to Carl on many occasions, I could have a huge, humongous turd on my head and he will still say that I look beautiful. Thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah.
But no. There are days where I look shit and it's nice for you to say, you do look shit. Would you like a bit of time to yourself to help that situation?
Okay, that's how I should deal with it.
Yes.
Okay.
I looked shit.
Okay, well, I did not realise that's
the bags were like, kadunk.
But that's just life.
Obviously, my anemia levels, or my hemoglobin levels were low. Bit anemic with the oncoming period.
Well, your way of telling me that I look shit is I'll wake up in the morning and I should be like, you look very puffy. That's what you always say. You look very puffy.
Yeah.
Were you eating a load of sugar?
Sorry, do I sound like that?
No, but this is just my impression for you. You look very puffy.
Yeah, but you're so susceptible to puffing out with sugar, which is practically all the time.
Or if I don't get a lot of sleep, I puff out as well. My face gets very puffy.
You puff out in a different spot, yeah.
Yeah, but like this is the nurse in you, but Ash is so...
It's nothing to do with being a nurse.
It is. Yous are all freaks, okay? You and all your nursemates and all you nurses listening, you're all freaks, okay? Because you're good at perceiving even the smallest changes in people, whether it be in their personality or be it in their appearance, right?
Yes.
You,
Continue on.
even when you lived in London and we were with each other and we'd do a Zoom, it wasn't even a
Skype.
Zoom, like a Skype, yeah,
We
we
used
used
to Skype
to do.
you every night at 10:30.
We'd Skype, and the Skype would start off, do, 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 and then it would answer, and Ash wouldn't even say hello. She'd be like, you were eating sugar today.
Because I sound like that.
And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, I could see it in your face. You're all puffy.
I
Even
could
through
see it.
Skype, you
Yeah.
could see it straight away. I mean, it's true, though.
That's when you were filling your days with the gym because you had nothing else to be doing because your
Oh.
girlfriend was in London.
Great times.
I
Great
know.
times. No,
Whereas now I
no
can't even
wife,
see your smile
no
lines.
mortgage, no children, nothing. It was great. It was great.
So that was my Whopper week. There you go.
Good. We had a lovely week. So
Yes.
happy days.
Okay, Carl. Let's go on to Sniper Alley. Tell me what Sniper Alley is. Tell our listeners.
Sniper Alley is the part of the podcast where Ash, or me, indeed, we're allowed to kind of unleash on each other on things that we've pissed each other off with during the week, all right? And we decided it was better to have it in a self-contained section because otherwise we use this catch-up, which is the whole premise of this podcast. We'd end up using different moments of the podcast to take little snipes at each other because
Yes.
it's been
Mainly
a
me.
long week. Mainly you.
Yes.
You're particularly good at an
Yes.
L snipe. Can I just say, though,
Tell me
I
what.
can tell that you're ready.
Oh, I'm locked and loaded and ready to go.
How are you locked and loaded and ready to go? No. Before you start,
Go on.
right?
I'll let you go first, though.
I will go. But before you start,
Yes. We barely saw each other all week
how could you be pissed off at me over anything?
because I don't need to see you.
How could you be pissed off at me?
I will fill you in when it's my turn.
Okay.
Husband, you go first there now.
I
for
actually
Sniper
do
Alley.
want to go first, and I only thought about this before we started this podcast.
Go on.
Can we please standardise the place that the hairbrushes get left in this house? Because the kids all had their bath, and
Yes.
it was time to dry Ayla's hair,
Yes.
and it does not dry without a hairbrush.
Yes.
And I could not for the life of me. I'm going around the house like a blue arse fucking fly, trying to find a hairbrush.
I can tell you why.
And now I had to do it without a hairbrush, so I had to use my hands to run my hands through her thing. She looks like her hair was dried with the exhaust fumes of a 747. You should have seen her going to bed. God love her. And you love all your, I love systems. Everything has its place. Well then why? Because I don't fucking use a hairbrush. So can we please standardise?
I can tell you why.
Where are the hairbrushes?
We have lost 2 hairbrushes. Not lost, as in physically lost them, but we have gone down 2 hairbrushes in the last week. I would normally store 1 hairbrush in our sitting room where I tend to leave the hairdryer for the kids' hair.
Where you tend to
Okay,
leave.
yeah, because I tend to leave it there because I know that's where you like to go to dry the kids' hair. So that's where I tend to leave. I wouldn't like to leave it there, but I leave it there for ease of Carl.
Sorry, I've only started drying the hair there because that's where it always was.
No, it wasn't always there. We always brought it down. It was upstairs. We always brought it down to there after their baths.
Okay, but then can we, on the podcast,
Yes.
can we now decide that's where the hair dryer goes?
I would like to get a little box for it to go in there, but yes, it goes in there.
Brilliant. I'll get a box for the hair dryer. Hair dryer goes down there, and with it, hairbrush.
Okay, so the hairbrush, Ayla ripped apart part of the padded part out.
It was one of those tangle teaser ones, wasn't it?
No, not a tangle teaser. It was just a normal brush, like a soft padded one. And she took out the part. Sometimes the rubber comes out with the brush.
Go on,
That
Ayla.
had to go.
You mad bitch.
And then we lost the second brush this week because Ayla decided that she was going to put the smaller one into a tub of cream. So I couldn't get the kind of the creaminess. I'm like, that's going to wreck their hair. So I washed it and the creaminess wouldn't come off. So I said, "Do you know what, just chuck." So we are down 2 hairbrushes. We've only got my one left and a large black one, which I don't really like using on their head. So I keep that black one generally if I need a quick run out the door. That is the one that's in the kitchen in the fuck me drawer.
Like fuck me in there.
Yeah.
Fuck me drawer sounds weird. It sounds like where we keep all our chains and fucking weights. And all our leather and feathers.
Yes.
Okay, to be honest with you, as soon as you said Ayla had anything to do with that, I'm like, Grant. That's fine.
Thanks, Ava.
If she broke the hairbrushes and that meant is why we didn't have hairbrushes, I'm like, she gets away with it. She can get away
Yes.
with murder with me.
So that's why.
Right, go on, hit me. What's your sniper rally then? I can see you're actually so excited for this.
I am, because I don't need to see you to be thinking of you or for you to aggravate me.
What? What did I do? Literally, what could I have done this week? We did not see
You
each
did
other.
a lot. Can we please talk about your toilet etiquette?
What's wrong with my toilet etiquette? What's wrong with my toilet etiquette?
What's right with your toilet
No,
etiquette?
hang on a minute, because when we first got together, and it did take you a while, and I was one of those classic lads who I used to always leave the toilet seat up.
Yes.
And I'm way better at
Oh,
that.
no,
now.
no. You put the toilet seat down. Well, let's not talk about when we first got together and you out with the toilet, Carl.
Oh, where I blocked it?
Yeah. No. Toilet etiquette with me. When you were sitting on the toilet and you're in the office and you're taking a bit of time.
Yeah. It's laying a cable. Yeah.
Laying a cable. Can you please make sure to flush the rest of your pubes down the toilet?
What? How? No. But then, no. Hang on. There's a problem with the flush there.
Right, well then there must be so many of them
No.
that they're there because the length of your skid marks, for a start,
Shut up.
and
You're
your
playing
pubes-
up now.
and
The
I'm not.
podcast.
And also, can I request, please, that in the morning or during the night, and you need to get up for a wee, or you're getting up for the morning and you go for a wee,
Yeah.
can you please sit down and wee? Because your wee ends up all over the floor.
But I'm half asleep
I
there.
don't care. Well,
No,
if that's the case, sit down on the toilet
Okay.
and use your man vagina.
Okay. Which we did
Man
talk about
gina,
last week. Okay, here's something then that we need to clarify.
Standardise.
No, okay.
Sit down in the toilet in the morning.
So any men,
flush your pubes down the toilet.
any men who are listening, I know it's mainly women who listen to this, but I speak on behalf of all men here. Truthfully now, this happens. I swear to God, there's times when it's pointing in one direction.
Yes, and the wee goes
and the
another.
piss goes another. And there's nothing you can do about
That's
it.
fair enough.
No,
So-
but there's nothing you can do about that.
No, but those times, right? Those times when you are coherent, you can mop up.
Yeah.
Okay? I hope to God you mop up.
Mop up, yes.
Right? The morning times. There have been countless of times this week because you were very tired.
There
God
wasn't
love-
counting. No, Ash,
Carl.
sorry, I will
Carl,
not have it said.
It might have
multiple
hang
times
a
this week
second.
I've pissed on the floor.
It might have aggravated me more this week because I had to mop up your wee every morning because my friend was staying in the house.
When did I piss on the floor? When?
Most mornings.
Hang on.
Most mornings,
I'm-
there are 3 or 4 droplets on the floor.
I blame Davey.
No, it's not Davy, Carl.
How do you know he's not getting up in the middle of the night and taking a
Because
piss?
he's not. We know he's not.
How do you know?
Because we know he's not. He'd come into us before he goes for his wee.
Who knows? He's getting bigger.
Carl.
He's growing up.
Well, I wish he would grow
He's
up and
getting
stop
more
weeing all over the second floor.
independent.
That's all I'm saying. Mop your pubes up and mop up your wee. In the morning, sit down and do your wee.
Fuck, I did not expect that.
No.
That's,
There you
that's what
go.
I did not
As I
expect.
said, I don't have to see you, but I'm seeing bits of you. There you go.
Okay, is that all?
That's
Sniper
all.
Rally? Okay, that's all right
Oh,
then.
don't worry. I do have a bank, but I tend to save them.
You saved them.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll make an effort.
I will standardise where we put the hairbrushes and hairdryer. You can mop up your pubes and mop up your wee.
All right, Ash, our lovely listeners, who's been in touch on howareyolovey@gmail.com or commenting under Spotify or anything like that?
Okay, so this one came straight in today after the marathon. So it's from Megan Reynolds. Carl Nash, marathon supporters extraordinaire. It says, Dear Carl and Ash, my name is Megan. I'm a mum of 2 and today I just ran my 2nd Dublin marathon. Well done, Megan. After passing the halfway milestone at the Children's Hospital in Crumlin, I was facing into a strong wind and I wondered how I was going to make it to my next fueling station at the KCR in Townure. Somewhere between the halfway house and the Walkstown roundabout, I thought to myself, Carl Mullan lives around here somewhere. Wouldn't it be gas if I saw him? Go tubbin. I spot the purple Rugrats jacket with Aisling beside you, and I nearly keeled over with excitement.
My
And I
very
wouldn't mind.
distinctive jacket.
I wouldn't mind. I actually said, I was like, Carl, could you not have dressed a bit fucking... Anyway, I very rudely pointed right into your face, screaming, "Oh my God, it's Carl Mullan and Aisling," and proceeded to wave at you with not one but both hands. You both waved back frantically, shouting, "Well done, keep going!" And I swear it pushed me through all the way to the KCR. I was thinking in particular about how I was going to text my best friend and tell her you'd waved at me, knowing she'd be so jealous.
That's so nice.
Fast forward a couple of hours. The marathon is over. The Prosecco was open. I'm relaxing on my couch and I open Carl's stories. And who is in one of his videos? Only yours truly.
No way.
Running shoulder to shoulder with Avi and Gary.
Oh my God. I know what this is.
I know what this is. Turns out you weren't waving and shouting at me at all. The disappointment is something I don't think I'll ever get over, but it's a great marathon story all the same. Because intentional or not, it still pushed me on for another few kilometres, and that's what it's all about. Love the pod, love the two of you. Thanks for the endless entertainment. With jelly legs, Megan. Megan, I know exactly who you are.
Yes.
You had Megan written at the top of your t-shirt. It was black where it had Megan, and I think it was red.
Yeah,
black and red, or black and white. But anyway, Megan, I remember you had brown hair. I remember you.
Sorry, so I actually thought, Megan, that you were Avian's friend because the two of you were running right beside each other.
There was another person. So Megan, you were on her right, and there was someone else on the left-hand side of Avian. So I thought there was three girls running together.
Megan, I fully thought that you were Avian's friend, but now this is truthfully... When we were waving, we were also waving at you because I just thought it was Avian and her mate.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, Avian," and then I was waving, going, "Avian's mate." That's what I thought. Yeah. So we were genuinely waving at you.
And well done, Megan, on your second marathon. Fair play.
Fair play. Unbelievable stuff. What else do we have?
So on Spotify, one of the comments was from H. Mulvey. She says, "Marathon Day restores my faith in humanity." So this was us talking about the marathon last week.
Yes.
And I think that's in line with what we were talking about today, that it just... I think especially this week, it really gives me a good sense of community, restores my faith in humanity, and that's the best way of putting it. Okay, Antonia Walsh. So she messaged on Spotify and she said, "I always listen to Spotify on the 1.5 or 2. So this is in line with what I was saying last week with if you increase the sound of my voice messages to 1.5 or by 2, I sound like that pig out of Warner Brothers." So... Antonia, I would like to know. See, I can't listen to anything that's on 1.5 or 2. I think it's too fast.
I just don't understand why you do it.
Yeah. So, Antonia, I want to know what I sound like on the podcast. I need to do this myself.
We'll be able to do it ourselves and listen to it.
God, I couldn't do that now. No. Antonia, I'm glad you still listen because I'm glad you're keeping up with me on that speed.
Yes, that's very impressive.
Instagram. Well, Instagram blew up when...
the clip.
The clip of me talking to Carl about how parents from Davy's school came over to him and said, "Well done, Carl. He was getting the kids out of his car himself."
And when we were at the pumpkin patch.
So a lot of the comments were that men feel that they only babysit.
Well, it was, okay, so just very briefly for anyone who missed it, the story was about how I had brought the kids to a pumpkin patch for the weekend and you were away at a course.
Yeah.
So then you were getting loads of DMs from people being like, "Fair play to him. He did a brilliant job. He was great. He was wonderful. He was all of this."
And I was like, shove your fucking comments to him up your hole. He's their dad. Anyway, Jenny Lou Weber commented and she said her husband only recently stopped calling it babysitting when he had the kids. His the youngest at the moment is 6. So he would call it babysitting.
In defense of that dad, I think when he says babysitting, it's not like babysitting in the sense of, you know, it's a temporary thing. It's just a word that we put on looking after the kids.
I don't say I'm babysitting the kids.
No,
I say I have the kids.
I have the kids, but that's just his way of saying I have the kids. I'm babysitting the kids. I don't think he means it as in like, "Oh, look at me. I'm babysitting the kids. I want loads of credit." I don't think that's what he's looking for.
I don't think he's asking for credit. I think he's saying I'm babysitting the kids. If my mum or your mum or we get someone in to mind the kids, they're babysitting the kids.
Okay, but I might say I'm babysitting the kids, but I do not mean it in the way that...
I've never heard you say it. Do you say that?
No, I don't think I have.
I've never heard you say it.
But I do truthfully think that... Now, this is not to be confused with then... There is the classic lads kind of, oh, I'm stuck. The ball and chain has gone off for the day and I have to babysit the kids. Well, I'm not confusing it with that because that's just a certain type of behaviour. But I just think that there's certain times when you just, by putting a label on it, you're like, oh, I'm babysitting the kids.
We don't say I have the kids.
But you're not even thinking. It's just that's the way you say it. You don't mean for it to seem like you're going, I'm babysitting the kids.
Anyway, let's not get back into this debate.
Okay.
Jen Murphy also commented on Instagram and said Jen Murphy wants to know how we are on child number 3 and you're only figuring out now how to work the baby carrier.
Oh, yeah, okay. It's a fair point.
You still ask questions about the baby carrier.
Okay.
Because, Jen, he is Carl Mullan.
No.
And the retention span of a goldfish.
So we used to have a different...
Yeah, but for Davy. So this is our second child now that's in the baby carrier.
So I bought you this current one.
Yes, for Ayla.
Well
done.
It's quite... it's a bit more complicated, that's why.
I don't think it is at all. I actually think it's easier than the other one.
It kind of
one strap clip, the other strap clip.
Well, I've no comeback on that. I don't know. I actually don't know.
Yes. And sorry, what I will say is my friend Simon commended you on how well you managed.
Thank you, Simon.
The 3 kids at the pumpkin patch. He was at the pumpkin patch with you. Simon, I see you. You watch yourself.
Hang on a minute.
Whose friend are you?
Simon works in the emergency services.
Yes.
And Simon knows bravery when he sees it.
Simon,
so
shove your lovely comment up your hole.
Thank you very much, Simon. I appreciate it.
So that's all I have to say.
Okay, very good. Okay, look, that's it for this week. Thank you so much, as always, for listening. And please get in touch with us at any point during the week as you're listening along. howareyolovie@gmail.com, whether it's a comment with whatever's going on in today's episode. I'd love some questions and dilemmas. I definitely would love to start, if people have anything going on that they want advice on, I'd love to hear some of that as well. howareyolovie@gmail.com if you ever have any thoughts during the week.
All right, thanks a million for listening to us ramble on again.
Yes, we'll see you again next week. Same time, new episode dropping on a Thursday. We'll see you then.
Bye.